All right, the next set of movement snacks is going to be a series of different kicks and kicking routines. And Sam, with his martial arts background, is a real expert in this. I think this is a really fun way for anybody who sits a lot to get a nice break and sort of get something very flowy and the stability based and a little bit different from traditional exercise. And it gets the hips moving in a lot of ways that are almost impossible to emulate in the weight room. So you're going to be accessing different muscle fibers and positions that, again, are kind of hard to get to in any other way. So this should be a lot of fun.
So we're going to go through a couple stances, we're going to go through a little bit of mobility, and then we're going to get right into some kicking routines that are pretty fundamental, pretty basic to Chinese martial arts, and actually build a progression, a learning progression up into a round kick by the end of this short, maybe 10-minute session. So let's go right into it. We're going to start in a horse stance, so finding yourself dropping down, again, feet parallel right here, knees in line with the toes, so the knees have to bow out to sit there, to stay there. Sit down as if sitting back onto a stool here. You want to have your torso up nice and tall. Instead of just we can either hold an iso here, we can also hold some punches, so bringing the hands back to the lower ribs. We can have one hand out, one hand forward, and we can just throw punches, inhaling and exhaling, getting our body to rotate a little bit, relax through the shoulders. We really just want to focus on the rotation coming from the legs and the core. Good, relax the shoulders, using this whip-like quality of the body to get that out there. On your own, you can go up to even 30, 40 times. Right now, that'll be enough. We'll just come up right here. What we're going to do next is we're gonna go into a cross stance. So how are we gonna get there? We're just going to rotate on the feet. So we turn our way to the back, exactly, and we're gonna sit back on our heel. So the back knee is gonna go to the outside of this calf. Good, and then from there, we can just take a little seat down. And so from here, we're just going to continue to open up the hips in this sort of way, leaning forward, diving forward right here. So getting your hands off the ground, we want to go forward. There we go.
Oh my
There we
gosh.
go. There we go. And right here, so we're kind of opening up the hips in this lengthened position. And then we want to sit up nice and straight, try to get both sit bones on the floor, meaning both butt cheeks. And then we can put one elbow over the knee, the other way. And we're going to go look over our shoulder and twist. And so this is a wonderful way to just start to get opened up. So you wanted hip mobility, let's go.
God.
So let's come on up. You can kind of get back up onto your feet, rotate back to the front, and then we can rotate to the other side. Again, looking to the back, knee goes behind the outside of the left calf, and come and sit down. And so we're just gonna take a moment, find our sit bones, lean forward slightly towards this knee that's up and raised. Maybe put your hands on the ground, let yourself dive forward. Trying to get both sit bones on the ground if you can. And then coming up and doing a little spinal twist, right elbow to left knee, looking over to your back. Good, and we can again rise up, so we're looking back. We can raise up, finding our cross stance here, coming up to center. We can go right into one more little mobility here, just dropping down on both feet. This is a nice way to just check in. Can we stay in this closed stance? Squat right here, dropping your butt on the ground. Let's hold the feet, go into a little butterfly, try to sit up nice and tall. Really trying to find a nice long spine in this posture. Maybe we press down with one hand on either side. Maybe we press down on the other side. And then one more time, just opening up through the posture. And then maybe, just maybe, we can roll back and roll up and go, whoop, roll up and go right up into a squat to come up, maintaining some mobility. That's a nice one to work on that really emphasizes deep core control. And let's go into one or two more stretches before we open up and start going into some kicking. So one is going to be into a bow stance right here. So this looks quite a bit like a lunge. This foot is not going quite straight ahead, slightly curved to the inside. The back foot is about 45 degrees. The hips and shoulders are facing the side right here. And you can just drop a little bit lower into the stance. Yeah, hips moving, yeah, pushing towards the front. Yeah, rotating towards there. If you want to, you can also throw a couple punches here. Loose, relaxed. letting them come from this back leg, rotating the core. Good. And then we can move this foot to about a 45-degree angle, this foot to about straight ahead right here, just dropping down into our drop stance. Yeah, trying to keep this foot flat on the ground if you can. And then if you want, you can place one hand on the foot, keep this knee open with the elbow, and then reaching for the opposite foot right here. Really opening up this exercise right here. Taking small bounces here, and we can press across and going into the opposite bow stance. From this bow stance, again, we want to make sure our shoulders and hips are facing this wall. We want to make sure the knee is in between the toe and the heel. We want to make sure that we're sitting down into this, and the back leg is about 45 degrees. It's not pointed out. It is somewhat closed off, moving this direction. You can throw just a couple light punches here, practicing turning from the waist and emphasizing grounding down, sinking into the legs. And then from here, we're going to go right down into another crouching stance, 45 degrees with this leg, other foot pointing straight ahead, dropping down. Again, up higher is totally fine to start. Most people do not find this position right away to be very accessible. Placing the elbow on the knee of this leg, and again, reaching, opening up this mobility right here. Good, and we're gonna rise up here, and we're gonna go right into a couple little kicking drills. So the first one, we're just gonna move back to our space, back in our space here. It's traditional to have the arms outstretched to the sides here as we start on these exercises as a way to maintain our core control and our discipline and our focus. Taking one step forward, and we're gonna start very light. One straight leg moving up towards the sky. Step and kick. Land softly for now. Step and kick. Step and kick. Step and kick. As you get a little warmed up, you can start to throw above the head, and then we'll go back with the same pattern. Very nice. Trying to keep up nice and tall through the hips. We don't want to find ourselves sitting down to bring up the leg. We want to stay up nice and tall, keeping our pelvic position here, and as if the hip is folding into the socket, as opposed to swinging it and dropping our shoulders and our head. So we have our arms out right here. Step, kick, up overhead, kick, up overhead. Good. And then we'll go right into our side kicks. So part of the reason why we do our side kicks is both to open up the hips, to give us a martial art movement option, and also to prepare us for some of the footwork that we'll see later within a round kick later in the session. So again, we are going to start in our arms out, but this time we're going to be on a 90-degree plane here. We're going to take our heel, we're going to step, shift all of our weight onto our left foot, drop a back fist, and just let the other arm come up. Reset here, looking to the side. Inhale, exhale, and press. Inhale, exhale, press. Inhale, exhale, press. Inhale, exhale, go. Taking your time at first, and then if you feel up to it, really starting to get some range of motion out of this exercise. Staying again strong through the standing leg. Your standing leg should be working just about as much as your lifted leg. Let's go back the way we came here. Yeah. Here. Again, we're staying as if in a long, narrow hallway. I have a wall in front of me, I have a wall behind me. I do not want to feel like I am twisting my body very much. I want to stay nice and lateral here. Good. Good. Try to get the foot all the way around. Rohan, I'm going to have you do a couple others because this is really helpful. Have the feet together to start. And just slow down as your feet together. There you go. And just take that step with the heel. And before you really put it down, make sure it's pointing at the wall behind you. So you have to get up on the toe of the right leg. So just follow me right here. So we have our feet together. We put the foot out right here. And then we are just going to get onto this. Yeah, so you can use the full foot here. And then from here, we're set up, we're in a stretch reflex, and we can just throw the kick.
And the foot's pointed straight?
The foot's pointing straight outside. Yep.
Wow.
There you go. Bring your feet back together.
Yep.
And then feet together. There you go. And then have you take a little heel step. Get yourself all the way back towards the back wall. Good. And then, yeah, get all the way around. There you go. Yeah, you got to turn the hips. Hips a little more turned. Yeah, exactly. And then let it go. There you go. Yeah. Good. Take another step. Let's do a couple more of these. This is really important. This will set the stage. If you can't do this movement, then teaching a round kick gets really frustrating. Yeah. It's a lot easier if you start from here. Good. Nice. A couple more. Let's take the step. Use some discipline. Good. Shoulder towards the towards the camera. Good, good, good. Good. Exactly. So your body's in a lateral plane. Yep. Let's do one more each side. Good. Go. Nice. And then take a step. There you go. Shoulder to the side. There you go. Good. Very nice, Rohan. So let's go into our next movement. This is actually going to be a little bit of a stretch movement. It can have a martial arts application, but we're also going to see, obviously, with the arms, there's a stretching component very obviously within this movement. So I'll demonstrate right here. What we're going to do is I'm going to take a step, bring the feet together, wrapping, watch behind me, I'm going to throw my arms right here, reaching around, dropping them back. We're parallel with the ground here, and we're going to kick up with arms and legs here. Exactly. Coming down here, and then kick the opposite side up and back. This is excellent to open up extension through the trunk, opening up the hip flexors. Good. Throw back. There you go. Really relax, relax, relax. It's fine. Taking down the roof. Good. Nice. Relax, relax, relax. Good. Good. Drop down. Good. Throw up. Drop down. Throw up. We'll do one more round of that one just to get it locked in, get it looking nice, get it looking smooth. Let's take a step. Very nice. Good. So we're opening up this whole strip of fascia that gets so wound up from stress, from modern lifestyle, all of it. Great. So what we can do next as we continue to go through these exercises is I think we'll finish up with some crescent inside and outside kicks, which are crucial and essential for us. But what I want to do is go right into some of the round kicking. I think we'll start with a side kick, but that's going to just lead us right into the round kick footwork, because I think the side kick footwork is maybe a little bit easier to start. So all we're going to do is we're going to intro a sweep kick, and that's going to set us up for a side kick. And so we're going to just bring the foot up into a chamber. One foot is up and high by the face, guarding the face. One foot is guarding low, and we're just going to take a 45-degree step and as if sweeping a leg. So if you're going to be right next to me and you have your left foot out in front, if you have your left coming towards me, this kind of like this movement. And if I drop my hand, obviously, that's a sweep. Okay. It's a sweep. You can get knocked over if I want, if we were doing this for real. Right here, drive up. Right here, drive up. Right here. Get used to chambering the kick. Okay. So what I mean by chambering the kick is if you take a step out towards me, towards me. Yep, there you go. And you sweep it around. No, it's just going to bring it up, really. It's really just come here, that one.
So it comes on the inside.
Yeah, just coming forward and pulling up. Yeah. And keep it tight to your body. Yeah. It doesn't have to be fast yet, but just drop that one now. Yeah, drop that one. Again, yeah, kind of no weight on the front. Then just take a step towards me with the right, and then just sweep and come up. Yeah, you don't need to come back out again. Keep it loaded, side of the body to me. A little bit more there. Okay. And then take a step towards me. Uh-huh. Coming up. Good. That looked good. Try that a couple more times. Uh-huh. Just bring it up. More side of the body. Relax your body a little bit. You don't need to go fast here. I'm just demonstrating the martial application once or twice, but you can, yeah, I would rather it be slow and a little bit more steady and a little bit more easily to balance. Good. Not bad. Footwork for a round kick. We already talked about the side kick, and this is going to be just a continuation of that. So instead of just going out, flattening the foot, and then going for a side kick here, we are going to get out here, get ready to throw a kick by moving my shoulder and my elbow towards the kick, and just snapping it out. The foot will come a little bit backwards as I start to do this. So coming out again, finding that rotation, getting preloaded. So all I have to do is just rise up. It's a spring-loaded movement. We don't want to start feeling like we do a lot of muscle. Step, up, step, up. Yeah, and flex your toes so you're hitting with the top. We don't want to get any broken toes. Settle, come back to looking at me, kind of a 45-degree stance. Good, just like a 45-degree, yeah, you could be like out of a boxing stance. Step out to the side a little bit with the right. No, with just the right. Yep, no, step out like you're about to throw the punch. So what I mean by that, just follow me for a couple reps. So just follow me and do exactly what I do, and I'll just break it down step by step. That'll make it a lot easier. So I'm right here, and I'm going to step out, kind of 45 here. I'm going to get my shoulder and my hip to this side, so I'm already preloaded. All my weight's right here, and then I'm just going to throw my hand as if I'm running. So as if one knee is coming up like I'm running, and the other arm is coming back. Same concept. Boom, up, go. Yeah.
Wow.
Exactly.
Wow.
So, exactly. And so right here, go. Good. Yeah, that's the idea. And be a little bit more on your toes so that you can rotate when you need to. Get the foot out to the side, spring load, shoulder, elbow to the front, go. Good. And get the knee to come first. It really feels like a high kick more than a round kick. Go out, turn the foot, shoulder, knee, go. Good, 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 good. Good, step. Yeah, not bad. There you go, let's come back doing the same thing. Come back doing the exact same thing. So I'll let you go first, I want to see. Yeah, step out, good, not bad. Step out, yep, not bad. We stand up on our kicks, we sit down on punches.
Okay.
So what I want you to do next, we're gonna do a little demo towards the camera, right? So I want you right here, and I'll be right here. This is probably the last drill we'll do right here, make sure we don't take down the roof. we're gonna take a step out to the side, and instead of just stopping this one, we're gonna, just like a baseball bat, swings, follow through, come around. We're gonna step out to the side, we're gonna throw this kick, and this kick is just gonna carry us up and around. We're gonna stay up on the toe to do that. So we have to stand up. So I'm right here, take a step out to the side, throw the kick around, and come around.
Oh my goodness.
Not bad. And so let's do that 3 times on each side, and that's a good way to kind of get used to it so that we don't have to, second guess ourselves and reload on the other side. So let's try just the right leg for now. Step out with the left, stay up on the left toe just a little bit so that we can let this baseball bat of our shin swing us around. Nice, and let's do that 2 more times. Step out, again, just like a running stride. Walk. There you go. And 1 more time. Not bad. Point the toe a little bit. Just, you wanna, this kick is a little more made for the shin than it is for the foot, depending on your style of martial art, but you still don't wanna run into it with just your toes. I've broken a couple toes from that, you don't want it. Try the other side, and we'll just go right into it. So take a step out with the right, and come right around. Yeah, that helps you to finish this follow through because this is a rotational power movement. Good, right on. Not bad. Again, flex the toes down, yeah. Not bad.